At this point, we're going to do problems with trig derivatives. Okay? So, let's start on page 126, problem number 39. And this says f of t is equal to t squared times sine of t. And they want to know the derivative of this. So f prime of t equals what? Well, this is pretty simple because now we're going to use the law of products. So t squared times the derivative of sine t, which is cosine t. And then plus, because we're multiplying, sine of t times the derivative of t squared, which is 2t. Well, this is going to give us t squared cosine t plus 2t sine of t, and that is our answer. Not too challenging. Well, it gets a little challenging later on, but really it isn't too bad as long as you have those 6 functions there ready to take derivatives of. So I thought I'd do one with the law of quotients to show how that works. And so 41 has the function of t is equal to cosine of t over t. So now this is the law of quotients, so f prime of t is equal to t times the derivative of the cosine of t, which is the negative sine of t, plus, and now we take cosine t, I'm sorry, this is division, so that's a minus cosine t times the derivative of t, which is 1, all over t squared. Okay, so go ahead and resolve all this on top here. So this equals negative t sine t minus cosine t all over t squared. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do this right here. I'm going to take out a negative sign here. So this will be a negative t sine t plus cosine t all over t squared. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, I guess I just probably should leave it like that. I want to get rid of the parentheses here. So this will be, I'll just put a negative sign in front of the fraction. We can leave it like that, which is technically correct. But a lot of times they prefer to see that as a negative value of the entire fraction. So this is t sine t plus cosine t over t squared. I hope that didn't cost you too much to see that. Okay, so let's do something other than the sine and cosine. So you probably know how to do that. Let's take a look at 43. And for this one, we got f of x equals negative x plus tangent of x. Okay, so f prime of x is going to be negative 1 for that, and plus the derivative of tangent of x is secant square root of x. Now xx, let's play x. Don't put too many x's there, or we could be dealing with an unrated video. Anyway, this is actually a thing. If we rewrote this as secant squared x minus 1, this is one of those trigonometric identities, and I think your textbook has this in its cover. And this is a version of sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. But it turns out that this is actually equal to the tangent squared of x. So when you start seeing negative ones and positive ones cropping up, it's probably going to be a red flag waving saying this is probably resolvable to some other function. And the last one I'm going to do is number 45. Again, pretty basic problem. G sub t equals the fourth root of t plus 8 secant t. And we're going to rewrite this before we actually start to get rid of this radical thing here. And who wants radicals around here? And so we have t to the 1/4 power plus 8 secant t. All right, so now we're going to take the derivative of that. So first of all, we're going to take the derivative of this, and you're going to put a 1/4 in front of the t, and then you subtract 1, which is 4/4. 1/4 minus 4/4 is a negative 3/4. Plus, now 8 is multiplying. Even though it's a constant, it's multiplying, so we don't do anything outside, just put it in front. Don't make it a 0. It goes plus 8 plus secant of t, then you would make that a 0. With the fact that it's multiplying the secant of t, you don't mess with it, just leave it. Okay? Now, it turns out that this is, the derivative of that is the tangent of t times the secant of t. Or the other way around. Yeah, I don't really care. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get rid of this negative exponent here. So now this becomes a denominator with the 4. So this becomes 1/4 t to the 3/4 plus 8. And we don't need the parentheses now. Tangent t secant t. You want to put a little dot there as a time sign to separate it, that's fine. Don't have to, it's implied multiplication when you don't. So there's your answer right there. So that's how you deal with trigonometric derivatives. Your assignment, page 126, 40 through 50b. Good luck.